Hello everyone, welcome to this Python tutorial on variable scopes. If you have ever wondered why a variable works in one part of your code but not another, or gotten errors like variable not defined, you are in the right place. Today we will explore Python's variable scopes, global, local, enclosing, and built-in, and how they control where variables are accessible. We will use clear code examples to make this crystal clear. By the end, you will be confident in managing variables like a pro. Let's dive in. First, let's define what variable scope means. In Python, scope determines where a variable can be accessed or modified in your code. Think of it like a variable's visibility zone. Python has four types of scopes, often remembered by the acronym LEGB: local, enclosing, global, and built-in. Variables defined inside a function are local variables and only accessible within that function. If you try to access it from the outside or try to change its value from the outside, the program will raise an error. Enclosing scope is for variables in the outer function of a nested function, accessible to inner functions only. If you remember our functions video, you can clearly understand what I mean by this sentence. So you can only access it from the inner function by using nested functions. Variables defined at the top level of a module or explicitly marked as global, accessible everywhere in the module, so you can call it from anywhere you want. Predefined names in Python like print or len available everywhere, and that's called built-in scope. Python searches for variables in this LEGB order. It starts with local, then checks enclosing, then global, and finally built-in. If it doesn't find the variable, you get a name error. Let's see this in action with some code. Let's start by defining a global scope variable. Let's say x equals 10. So it's in global scope. Now let's define another function, outer, and define a variable inside it. Say y equals 20. So it's in enclosing scope. And let's define an inner function and define z equals 30. So what's it? It's actually local scope. Now let's print enclosing scope variable inside inner function. Print formatted string inside inner x equals x and y equals y and z equals z. So we define a global variable x with the value 10. Inside the other function, we have an enclosing variable y set to 20. Then inside the nested inner function, we define a local variable z as 30. Now let's call inner inside outer function inner and print f inside outer. X equals x and y equals y. So let's call other functions from the global scope. Let's say the outside, I mean, and print f outside x equals x. And let's run it. As you can see, inside the inner, x, y, and z are defined. Inside the outer, only x and y are defined. And From the outside, we can only call x because y and z are only accessible in their scopes. So this shows how Python respects scope boundaries. If we try to print z outside inner, we will get a name error. Let's try to call it from here. Let's say z equals 40. As you can see, it says z is assigned but never used. It thinks it's a local variable to outer because z is currently undefined for outer and only defined in inner. If you try to call y from here, try to call y from here, or let's only print it, only print y. It says undefined. The same is valid with outer. So if you try to print z, it will also say undefined name z. So we are done here and let's move to the next topic. Now let's talk about global scope and global keyword. Global variables are defined outside any function and can be accessed anywhere in the model. But what if you want to modify a global variable inside a function? That's where the global keyword comes in. Let's see an example. Let's type counter equals 0. So it's our global variable. And define a function named increment underscore counter, def increment underscore counter. Let's use the global keyword and talk about what it actually does. Global counter. It declares it as global. Let's say counter plus equals 1. Increment counter by 1. Print a formatted string like this, counter inside function counter. And let's call this function, let's say increment counter, and let's call it again to increment it. Print counter outside counter. Here we have a global variable counter set to 0. In the increment counter function, we want to modify counter. Without the global keyword, Python will treat counter as a local variable and raise an error when we try to increment it. By adding global keyword, we tell Python to use the global counter, the variable defined in the global scope. Each call to increment counter increases counter by 1. Let's run this code and see the results with our eyes. Counter inside function is 1, counter inside function is 2, as you can see, and from the outside it's 2. Let's try to do this. Let's comment it. As you can see, it says local variable counter defined in enclosing scope. So it's not valid. Now let's explore enclosing scope, which comes into play with nested functions. An enclosing variable is defined in an outer function and is accessible to inner functions. If you want to modify an enclosing variable, you use the nonlocal keyword. Let's break this down with an example. Let's define outer function and define a variable named message inside it as hello. Then define an inner function and let's say non-local message. It will declare message as non-local. And here, what we actually have, an enclosing variable, and say message, and say message equals hello from inner. So we are modifying enclosing variable, and as print f inside inner message. Then call inner function inside the other function and print inside other message. And from the outside, call other function. In this example, message is an enclosing variable defined in other function. The inner function wants to modify message. Without nonlocal, without this keyword, Python would create a local message in inner function, leaving the enclosing message unchanged. By using nonlocal message, we tell Python to modify the message from the enclosing scope. When we run this, the output is inside the inner hello from inner and inside the outer hello from inner. So we have successfully modified our message. The enclosing message is updated and both functions see the change. The nonlocal keyword is perfect for nested functions when you need to update variables in the other function without affecting global scope. Finally, let's touch on built-in scope. These are Python's predefined names like print, len, or sum that are always available. You don't need to define them, but you can accidentally shadow them if you are not careful. Let's see an example. Let's write my function len equals 42, print local len, and call my function. After that, let's print f built-in len. Let's create a list for this function, so it will print the length of the iterable. Let's create it. So if you run it, you can see a local len is equal to 42 and built-in len equal to 3. Now let's print same thing here and see what will happen. As you can see, it says integer object is not callable. So it raises a type error. This shadows the built-in len function inside the function. If we try to call len as a function inside my function, we will get a type error because len is now an integer, not a function. Outside the function, the built-in len works normally, as shown when we print the length of a list, which outputs 3. The takeaway? Avoid using built-in names as variable names to prevent confusion. Let's also cover a common pitfall. Sometimes you might accidentally create a local variable when you mean to use a global or enclosing one. Here's an example of what not to do. So let's define a global variable, count equals 0, so let's say global, and define bad increment. It's a bad way to increment this counter. So let's say count equals count plus 1. So it's a local variable. Actually, it's a local variable referenced before assigned. So print count, let's type print count and let's call it. It says unbound local error cannot access local variable count where it's not associated with a value. What you need to do is use global keyword and define it as global. Now, as you can see, it says 1. Until now, we have covered local, enclosing, global, and built-in scopes, and you have seen how to use global and non-local to modify variables. With these concepts, you can write cleaner bug-free code. I also bundled some best practices together for you. You should use descriptive variable names to avoid shadowing built-ins. Limit the use of global and non-local to keep your code predictable. Pass variables as function arguments when possible to make scopes explicit. And finally, test your code to ensure variables are accessed in the right scope. So, we are done. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more Python tutorials, and let me know in the comments if you want a deeper dive into any topic. Thanks for watching, and happy coding!